The whispers surrounding A.J. Brown's future with the Philadelphia Eagles are growing louder, and every day seems to bring fresh speculation, especially as we inch closer to the 2026 NFL Draft. It's a narrative that, if we're honest, feels like it's being driven by the comments of Eagles legend Nick Foles, who recently stirred the pot on his podcast. He dropped a bombshell, suggesting that Brown wants out, with the New England Patriots emerging as a favored destination. Foles pointed to Brown's fondness for the Patriots, stemming from a childhood fandom and his past relationship with head coach Mike Vrabel. While Foles' take is intriguing, we need to dissect the implications of such a move and what it truly means for our beloved Eagles. Before we dive deeper, I want to hear from you, Eagles fans. Where are you watching from? And what's your take on A.J. Brown potentially leaving? Let's get into it. Foles' assertion isn't exactly coming out of left field. Recent reports suggest that the Eagles and Brown have tacitly agreed on a trade post-June 1, a move that would ease the salary cap hit for Philadelphia. This is where the situation starts to get murky. Former Eagles safety Kevin Byard, who now dons the Patriots jersey, has been actively courting Brown to join him in New England. They have a shared history from their time with the Tennessee Titans, where they were teammates under Vrabel. That familiarity might just be the tipping point, but let's not forget what Brown brings to the table for the Eagles. Jason Kelce, another Eagles icon, expressed his frustration with Brown's lack of effort in certain games last season, and even warned that the team could come to regret trading him. It's a valid point. Brown is undeniably a talented wide receiver, capable of changing the dynamics of a game with his playmaking ability. But what happens when he seems to throttle down on routes? That's where the concern lies. Foles himself acknowledged that there were moments last season when Brown didn't seem fully engaged, which led to missed opportunities. Now, the Eagles front office seems to believe they can replace Brown's production without needing a direct like-for-like swap in this draft. That's a bold stance to take, and it raises questions about their confidence in the current roster and their strategy moving forward. Are they banking too much on their existing talent? Are they underestimating the impact of losing a player like Brown, who has shown flashes of brilliance? The clock is ticking down to June, and the Eagles must make a calculated decision. Trading A.J. Brown would not only shake up the locker room, but could also alter the team's competitive landscape as they aim for another shot at the Super Bowl. The stakes are high, and the ramifications of this potential trade could resonate throughout the franchise for years to come. As we navigate through this evolving situation, it's crucial to keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening with the Eagles. The next news item is already shaping up to be just as provocative and could further illuminate the direction this team is heading. As we dive deeper into the ramifications of Will Anderson Jr.'s record-setting extension with the Houston Texans, it's important to understand the broader implications for the Philadelphia Eagles. This isn't just a story about a talented edge rusher cashing in. It's a pivotal moment that could reshape the landscape of the NFL, particularly for teams like ours that are in desperate need of a dominant presence on the defensive line. So, where are you watching from today? And what do you think about the Eagles' chances to bolster their pass rush? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's break down the situation. Will Anderson's new deal, a staggering 3-year, $150 million extension with $134 million guaranteed, has made waves throughout the league. This contract doesn't just make him the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It sets a new standard for edge rushers everywhere. With an average annual value of $50 million, Anderson's deal has effectively reset the market, leaving teams scrambling to reassess their own defensive needs and budgets. For Philadelphia, this development is particularly critical. The Eagles have been grappling with a significant void in their pass rush ever since Jaelan Phillips opted to join the Carolina Panthers for a lucrative 4-year, $120 million deal. Losing Phillips was a blow, especially as he was seen as a cornerstone player who could have anchored the defensive line for years to come. In response, Philly has made some moves to fill the gaps, signing veterans like Arnold Ebiketie and Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. But these additions don't quite measure up to the level of production we desperately need. The front office, led by GM Howie Roseman, can't afford to sit back and simply hope that these cheaper veterans will suffice. The pressure is mounting, and we need a headliner to lead Vic Fangio's pass rush, especially with the stakes higher than ever following Anderson's monumental contract. The reality is that the Eagles are at a critical juncture, and the urgency to bolster our defense cannot be overstated. One potential avenue for relief lies in the trade market, with Minnesota Vikings pass rusher Jonathan Greenard emerging as a prime candidate. Greenard has proven to be a difference maker on the field, and the Vikings, currently facing salary cap constraints, have openly considered offers for him. They know they might not be able to afford the significant raise he's likely seeking, and that could open the door for the Eagles to strike a deal. However, the ripple effects of Anderson's contract complicate things. With the edge rusher market now inflated, Greenard's leverage in any negotiations has markedly increased. He's not the only one. Even mid-tier edge rushers are seeing their market value rise in the wake of this deal. For the Eagles, this means in-house solutions or free agent signings will come at a higher cost. But it also presents an opportunity. If the Vikings feel squeezed by their cap situation, they might be more willing to part with Greenard for a price that could be more manageable for Philadelphia. In a league where elite pass rushers are paramount to success, Anderson's extension is a loud wake-up call for the Eagles. It serves as a reminder that the cost of doing business on the edge has skyrocketed, and we can't afford to miss the boat in this evolving landscape. The Eagles need to be proactive, not reactive, as they navigate these turbulent waters. Ultimately, the question remains, how will the Eagles respond? Will they seize the opportunity to make a splash in the trade market, or will they continue to tread water with their current roster? The time for decisive action is now, and as fans, we must stay engaged and vigilant. Let's rally together and support our team as they aim to strengthen the pass rush and reclaim their place among the league's elite defenses. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts on how the Eagles should approach this critical juncture.